Yesterday, the terrorist organization Hamas unleashed a massive attack on Israel. Over 700 people have died as of like 48 minutes ago, according to CNN. I have it pulled up right here. This is, of course, according to the IDF, this is Israeli numbers. This is probably one of the biggest attacks that I think I've ever seen Hamas do since this conflict has started. I've also pulled up a timeline from the New York Times of all the events between Palestine and Israel. And I have a lot of thoughts about this particular situation. But first, I want to go through some of the things I've seen on social media about it. I just bumped everything on my desk. My apologies. There's a lot of people on the far right who are saying we should completely annihilate Palestine. It's time to get them out. They need to be eradicated. There are some people on the further right who would say, cool, down with the Jews, whatever. And then there are people on the left who are defending Hamas and maybe not Palestine as much. Well, actually, no, they are defending Palestine, usually by saying that Palestine is not Hamas, which technically true. But there's a lot of nuance to that, right? Like if you go to the Gaza Strip, I think over half the people living in the Gaza Strip on the Palestine side, not the Israel people, would say that they would vote for Hamas, basically, that they would be in favor of Hamas, while only a third would say that they're against it, leaving the rest to be, indeterminate or have no opinion. But there's a lot of nuance there, right? So Palestine is not Hamas, of course. But that doesn't mean that Israel is the bad guy. I think in this case, they're both some pretty bad people. Like both of these countries have done. Well, I guess Hamas isn't a country, but both groups, the IDF and Hamas, have done really awful things. And over the course of time, way more Palestinians have died than Israeli people have died. Of course, these attacks changed those numbers quite a bit. Over 700 Israeli people have died from this one attack alone, which is pretty insane. So in response to this, it's sounding like Israel is just going to take the Gaza Strip. Like they're just going to finally take it. They're not having it anymore. They're done. That'd be very bold. This was hinted at by some military official. Let's see here. This is from CNN. A military official spokesperson hinted the country may try to take the full control of Gaza. That's a pretty big deal. There's been a lot of conflict there for a very long time. Started with Egypt, basically making the Suez Canal and then cutting off Israel from trade, as according to this timeline I just read about 5 minutes ago. But I think that my main takeaway from this is that the deaths of the innocent people are horrible on both sides. The innocent civilians who are just living here, who had the unfortunate burden of being born in the wrong piece of dirt on earth. This is horrible, and I feel very, very bad for them. Both the Israeli people and the Palestinians. I feel bad for both of these people. You know who I don't feel bad for? Terrorists. First of all, people who were, parading the body of a German. What was it? She was like a peace, like a pacifist person. She went around, advocated for peace, and they killed her, and they allegedly raped her and did horrible things to her body. That I have no sympathy for those evil people. No sympathy. And same with people on the other side who are just claiming that Hamas, this is totally justified and that this is good. That's pretty bad too. And I have no sympathy for some of the things that the IDF has done. Killed hundreds of innocent Palestinian people, leveled homes, leveled schools probably. I think they did do that not long ago. But it's been very intense. And I think that all of this is a really good lesson on religion and how horrible religion can be for humankind. Like, seriously, how awful it can be for mankind. The idea that people would kill each other en masse over their own selfish concept of God is disturbing. And I don't think that God, in the concept of God, has really anything to do with it. I think it's just human ego. I really do. I think it's just human ego. People want the things that they want. They want their country to be the way it is. Sorry about that. To check if my mic was working. I think it's human ego. They want their country. They want the certain land to be theirs. They want their holy land. They want it. They want it. They want it. And they've been fighting about it for hundreds of years. Christians versus Muslims, Jews versus Muslims. It's been a huge battle because, of course, their holy land stems from the same place. Stems from the same religion. And this is what you get. You get a horrible bloodbath that lasts for decades. We're coming up to what? Almost 70 years since this started, or maybe close to 80, I don't know anymore. Over 70 years since this whole thing started. I think that if you don't know what's going on, it's really good. I might actually link this CNN article, and then also the New York Times timeline. This is really good. Here's the link up here. Future me, put this in the description. This is really good stuff. It's a really good read. It'll tell you everything, the basic big events between Israel and Palestine. It's a really good read. I think that, anyway, if you're going to have an opinion on this on social media, just be very careful, right? Don't don't defend terrorism like some people on the far left, and then don't just call for the eradication of Palestine. Like, I've argued with people on Twitter about it. There was a guy on Twitter saying we need another crusade and that we need to get rid of the Palestinians entirely, which is absurd. These are just innocent people trying to live their lives in a horrible, horrible world, and it's very sad. Anyway, so basically what you guys should do as normal people who have like nothing to have no stake in the game of this is just, when somebody asks you about it, just say, I don't fucking know. That's it. That's all you got to say. And then just leave, because you don't want to get into that mess. I don't want to talk about it. I don't even know what's going on over there. And I read the damn timeline. I have no clue. That's just what you say. That's how you get out of it, you know? But overall, just be careful about what you say online. Don't defend terrorists. Don't call for genocide of people. It's really gross. And I think, for my personal opinion, what do I think about this whole situation? I think that it's really bad. I genuinely don't think that it's okay, any of it. I don't think that Palestine should be killing people. I don't think Israel should be killing people. I cannot possibly see a peaceful solution to this problem. I cannot see one. And both sides have made that pretty clear. Hamas and Israel. They've made that very clear that peace is just not quite an option, is it? Although the citizens of both of these countries, plenty of them are calling for that. Plenty of them want peace. Of course, if you want to get down to it, Palestine was there first. Palestine was there before Israel was. They were in Jerusalem, and they claimed it. I think the United Nations in 1967 said that Jerusalem is Palestine's land. It's theirs. But of course, Israel is fighting against that because they think it's theirs, because it's their holy land. It's a whole fucking mess. I guess I could see like the argument that it should be Palestine's because they claimed it first. However, I do think that the whole thing should just end. It just needs to stop. I wish there was a way for it to end, but I don't think it can. I also saw that some people were saying that this whole attack, the recent attack in Gaza from Hamas, was Joe Biden's fault, because there are some videos of them, Hamas members holding M4s, and Joe Biden gave $6 billion to Iran, and Iran has been known to back Hamas quite a bit. And it's like, yeah, that's pretty sussy-wussy. However, let me ask you a question here. Joe Biden supports Israel, just like every politician has since Israel's been a country, okay? Every main politician, I guess. Why would Joe Biden intentionally give Iran money knowing that Iran would give the guns or the whatever to Hamas? There's also been a video of someone in Hamas allegedly saying that Ukraine gave them the guns, which then again you'd have to say, okay, so is it America again? This is all pretty far right talking points. They just want to blame this on Joe Biden somehow, and it's like, first of all, Congress approves of the military budget every year. I mean, I know that they don't really decide where the money goes. However, if you were worried about Biden giving money to Iran to give to terrorists, you as a Congress member could, I don't know, prevent that from happening. You could say, hey, we're not going to set up a budget this year. We're not going to come to an agreement until you give us the 100% guarantee that this money is not going to go to Iran. And it's like, this is specifically, I saw Ted Cruz saying this. It's like, brother, you're in Congress. You approve of the military budget. This is partly your fault. It's just the way for the conservatives to blame Biden. Is there some blame for Biden? I don't know. I don't really give a shit. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't. Okay, what matters is that innocent people are dying. Hundreds of innocent people are dying. It's disgusting. It's really disgusting. I don't have much more to say about it. In the words of Moist Critical, that's my cat, that's about it. See ya.